Oh, here we are again now, and it's like no time has passed. Gazing out upon the sunset as it sinks into the night. Many times it seemed as though a given day might be our last. Face to face with certain death, it's somehow coming out alright. I don't think that we have any cause to lament, but there's quite a lot of thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent.
And almost on cue with you guys setting up defensive positions, you suddenly hear a rustling in the bushes. Waves and waves of dirt you see in the distance getting kicked up. Whatever's coming, it's coming fast. You have but a moment to respond to this.
Everyone?
Lancers in front.
Okay. It is coming from the south, I will say.
Okay, so from where the sneaksmans are.
Gregor, actually. You're able to quickly deduce that it probably doesn't know you're exactly here. It's not following your trail, it's just moving in your direction and quickly. So, it might just coincidentally cross your path. You don't get the feeling that you're being hunted or stalked.
I want a defensive position.
Okay.
Rather than hiding and it possibly getting the drop on us.
Fair enough.
So I want the Lancers out in front to intercept, keep some distance.
Okay.
I silently tap his shoulder, point to the wall, and start moving towards it and scootling off of it.
Stock straight, like, yeah! Like you just startled him. Fury just offers him a smile and then motions him onwards. He follows behind you guys.
I give Fury a hand up.
She quickly climbs up.
And wait for Lyra too.
Yeah, they all scramble up. You guys wait in the approaching gloom. The light cast by the ship doesn't quite touch the dark underbrush. You can't quite see what's happening in there, but you know whatever it is has a mean disposition. It moves quickly in on your position.
Keep an eye on our backs, Astra.
Can do. I have to say, you've done a fantastic job immediately erecting defenses.
I've never gotten the chance to direct troops myself, but this is about how we do it, I think. Maybe I should be a little more over here.
Yeah, you're doing a pretty good job, I have to say. Guy next to you immediately speaks up and pats you on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Nice forward, soldier.
Okay. Relax, loosens his back, points his lance down. Suddenly, something clears the bushes, and something flies past your head, Gregor, impacting the ground behind you, sending up a shockwave of sand. You hear a noise as something breaches your defensive line in a half a second and touches down immediately amongst your number, eyes glowing.
Oh, mother!
It's several hours past the agreed upon return time. Your actions are not only unprofessional, but irresponsible. You all could have died, which would have been disappointing in varying degrees.
I pat Lyra on the shoulder. Kill that one.
Try me. Ashlyn, get your ass down here. Everybody get in line. You're getting yelled at.
Everyone, weapons down. You gotta pick your battles.
They all stop dead. Getting okay, so the second Harlock turns and glares at the people up on the wall, the sheer killing intent causes Lyra to just fall off backwards and hit the ocean, discharging lightning into it.
Oh no!
A few dead fish float to the surface. Everyone with the lances are like, okay, I guess we're not
You scared
fighting.
my electric eel!
Yeah. My hands are up.
I said get in line.
Jeez!
Astra actually looking dejected walks forward. Her guard tries to stop her for half a second, and she shakes her head. No.
Be right back, Fury.
Fury hides. She wishes you good luck from the distance with hand signs.
As Nine Shrines champion, I take responsibility for some of this.
I'll get to you in a second, Gregor.
Okay. Take your time.
Ash, you acted irresponsibly as leader. If you can't follow basic
leader?
directions, listen. My turn. If you can't follow basic directions, you can go home right now or die in the woods on your own. If something would have happened to any of them, their blood would have been on your hands. If it's just you who has a death wish, just tell me now. I can handle it quietly in your sleep.
Damn. Look. Okay.
I'm moving on.
Okay.
You notice, like, Astra's normally meets your gaze dead on and, like, lidlessly. She cannot meet your eyes. She's, like, looking at the sky.
Astra, you are one of the few people who I actually respect enough to handle yourself. But trust me, you don't know Frearch, and statistically speaking, I can only control the probability of your well-being if I'm around. I trust your judgment, but if something were to happen to you, it would be a blemish on my flawless record. So don't let it happen again, please.
I'm really... Oh, goodness, I'm really sorry. She looks legitimately... She just looks down. Both Ash and Astra are hanging their heads.
Gregor,
I take full
you're a
responsibility.
cinnamon bun. I can't stay mad at you. Okay.
Hey, what the fuck?
Gregor's, like, also hanging his head, too. You walk away, they're, like, destroyed.
We had to make a decision.
So what have you guys gotten yourselves into?
Astra raises a finger and takes a step forward. Time passes. You never forget the ever-present danger of monsters bearing down on your position, but you, for some reason, feel that it is more imperative to your survival to catch up Harlock than to keep a tight perimeter. Gregor's directed guards do a very good job of watching things in your stead as you get chewed out. Occasionally, one of them cheekily fires you a half smile, Gregor. You're not sure what that means, but you still feel bad, despite being called a cinnamon bun.
I return a thumbs up, despite not exactly understanding the motive or context.
She flashes you back a thumbs up too, actually. Seems to like the cocky attitude. Lyra continues hiding with Fury on the wall.
Understandable.
Oh, he's still alive.
I'd hope so.
No, I just assumed he fell into the water.
I
I suppose you guys did make the most out of your trip, so it's good that you've brought more useful hands. Their bodies will probably decrease the amount of bodies that we'll lose that I actually care about.
I certainly hope so.
How long ago did you leave? Did the soldiers make it there yet?
Yeah, there was several paladins, deserters, so I guess they're not paladins anymore. But they were led by one Seymour Bloodshed.
That's his last name?
That is that just a normal Frearchy name?
It's a pretty common Frearchy name.
All right.
Oh, okay then. Ash, is
Well,
that
I'm
normal?
glad they made it there okay.
It's kind of like Smith.
Like what?
It's like, oh yeah, it's John
Like
John Bloodshed. Like that's not a high class name. There's a lot of
Is
people that have
is your last name Bloodshed?
Everybody went to school with a Bloodshed. Ask Inian.
Wait, Inian Bloodshed? Is it Harlock Bloodshed? Which one of you statistically?
Harlock is my last name.
Oh. Bloodshed Harlock?
Well, bloodshed aside, I believe this is the limit of my troops. She looks around for confirmation. The lady with the shield and sword runs up behind her and nods once. Okay, I believe we're ready to move. Now, I need to ask your opinion on all of this. How should we get back to... Looks at Ash, Steel Toe...
Base.
Down sharp? I don't know.
It's just getting worse every time.
It sort of depends. Harlock, how do the woods look? Crowhenge just moved, and
Oh, they're bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
yeah.
I only came here. I made a beeline for the shore, assuming that Astra would not listen to my request, and
looks.
Bring the ship in.
She, like, her head hangs back at a 90-degree angle. It's apparent that dealt some sanity damage to her.
Okay. Astra, would your ability allow us to bypass the dangers of the woods?
We could give it a shot.
Do you think
All of these people?
It would be dangerous, I would say. We would be in no condition to fight. It would.
That's true.
Let's avoid that. That defeats
Yes.
itself.
Not that I
Yeah.
would be under the influence during this trip anyway, but I suggest that everybody keep their senses.
We've
Well-
got plenty of people. We won't be stealthy, but we can form a defensive formation and march.
I moved pretty quietly, but I only had to kill 5 things on the way here.
You notice that Harlock is actually like. You notice that there's blood on Harlock's, like, arm. Her big arm.
All right.
Wow.
So, then, should we travel back on the path that you took, Harlock? Or would it be a bad idea to travel a route that's recently seen activity?
Unless they're swinging from trees, I don't think it will be the best.
We could retrace our steps, or we could take a beeline. The choice is up to you guys.
I bow to Harlock here. I'm not as familiar with Freark at night as she would be.
I think it would be best if we retraced your steps. You were coming from Crowhenge, correct?
More or less.
Correct.
We were coming from the front. I could guide us back with little to no trouble. I'm pretty good at specifically following any path I've ever taken before, but
Okay, then we need to go now.
okay. Okay, very well. I'll do my absolute best. Back the way we came then.
Right.
Astra begins leading your number. Now, Astra's going to have her personal guard. You might actually know this lady. She's this hulking lady who always hangs out next to Astra. As she walks up next to you, taking her normal defensive position around Astra, she just flashes you like she shoots you a grin like, "Hey Harlock, how's it going?"
Drago, I see that you didn't sink.
Harlock,
It's not really a diss, I sink too.
Harlock, I see you made it here as punctually as always. She has an impressive aura, takes one step towards you, then brings out one heavily muscled arm.
I wish I had joined this.
I unsheath my robot arm.
You guys quickly grip each other's hands. The power is immense. You get the feeling that there is a bond between Astra's personal guard. As both pull away, you see steam just radiating power. You travel back through the woods, doing your best to retrace your steps. You manage to form a tight perimeter around Astra, her personal guard obviously at the core. Those around the outside, this sneaky group, continue fidgeting and looking at the darkness. Lyra actually seems to be pretty, he sees Ash, how energetically you stare at every last noise, and he seems to actually identify with that a lot. You both manage to watch opposite sides and do a good job keeping the entire area scanned, Gregor keeping a steely gaze fixed ahead of him.
Nice.